Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Malts and Meeples. We have yet another new angle to mess around with. And today, special kind of bonus stream of opening up some Lord of the Rings collector's boosters. The odds of there being anything in any of these, I have opened up one already, I had to, is basically nil. Like getting that one ring card. But still going to be fun. And I have a character box, or the starter kit box as well, which apparently I was looking up. I have TCG Player pulled up for, like, what are card prices on this? So that Aragorn and Arwen wed market value is $8 right now, which is ridiculous. It's in every single one of these, so I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Let's look up the other one. I'm gonna probably be pulling the Sauron, the Lidless Eye. Yeah, it's a $4 card as well. My plan was to keep these cards, like, be like, hey, these are the cards I'm going to play with. I might pick up another one of these starter kits just to keep one a little bit nicer shape. And this one, well, this one we're going to start out, will be the second thing we look at. So let me change cameras here, because what we're going to start out looking at are some of these cards from the one that I have opened. And I do have a little bit of scotch tonight. You might be like, why are you drinking scotch? You might open a $2 to $5 million card. Because that's what I do. Shagrat, Loot Bearer. Now for Wrath. Now for Rune. We have a shower of arrows. And you can see that, like, all of these have foil on them. Shire Scarecrow. Rally at the Hornburg. Surprisingly not that expensive a card. Aemir of the Rittermark. You shall, or you cannot pass. I don't remember if I looked that one up or not. Now I'm curious. I think I did. You cannot pass. Of course, gave me kind of the generic one here, so let me just search it proper. Only one listing for it, so I would assume that this is still probably going to be a $2 card. We have Faramir, Prince of Ithilien. We have 2 Legolas, Counter of Kills. We have a nice full art Oliphant, which surprised me that, well, it's a common, but it's still a full art. It surprised me when I was looking that one up yesterday. But that one wasn't worth more. And I can't spell Oliphant when not typing directly in front of me. So let's just search Oliphant. Yeah. Borderless, 15-cent card. With border, 12-cent card. And then 2 of my favorite cards, actually, that I've opened so far. The Orc Army token. It's just a cool looking token. And this is one of the main reasons I got the set. the lands. The lands are just ridiculous, and we'll look at the starter set here in a second. Set those aside. Because starter set's going to come with a whole bunch of lands. Green and white, and red and black decks. Nice box. Let's see what comes in here. So it comes with 2 deck boxes. Put those together. So I have a spot to put the decks. They're cheap, okay quality. Then we have the starter kit play guide. So basically introducing you to Magic the Gathering without good artwork, which is kind of a shame because there's great artwork. Like, you have this and you have generic. Why do you have generic in there when you have artwork like this you could be putting on the cards? That's a nice piece of art there. So, if you want to learn to play Magic, this is a good spot to get started. Then, I do have some sleeves. We have Sauron, the Lidless Eye, a 4/4 legendary creature, Avatar of Horror. 5 mana cost, 3 generic, 1 swamp, 1 mountain. So when it comes in, you basically take control of a character for a turn. And you have the ability to bump up your creature's stats. I do have some harder sleeves as well coming, and some set off to the side in case I want it for something. But over here we have Aragorn and Arwen wed. Vigilance, they don't ever tap. Whenever Aragorn and Arwen wed enter the battlefield or attack, put a +1 counter on each other creature you control. You gain +1 life for each creature you control. And they are a 6 cost card, so slightly more expensive. Then we have our 2 decks over here. And this is where, like, my unprofessional curiosity is getting a little, well, professional curiosity is getting a little bit better of me. Frodo. Determined Hero. Just the regular one. 750. Oh my goodness. How? Gollum. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another one of these just to keep it. Like, Gollum's $5. I don't think I have enough sleeves. Oh, I do have enough sleeves, I think, to potentially sleeve the whole deck here. But let me know. I'm curious if you're watching this, checking this out later, if you have picked up any of this set, because I mean, it's not cheap, but for me, it's the first Magic set anything that I bought in quite some time. Maybe this is... feels like more than 60 cards. What does it say? 260 card decks. So I guess it is 59 cards plus a few cards behind. Check one thing over here. I mean, some of these cards, like Frodo the Determined, when he enters the battlefield or attacks, or Gollum, that like they're gonna maintain decent value for sure. And I'm not gonna sleeve as I go here. I probably will sleeve after the fact. But we're gonna move the dark off to one side. Not too close to the whiskey. Move this up to here. And start looking at some of these cards. Frodo the Determined. Gandalf, the White Rider. I really do feel like I should be sleeving these right now. I'm curious. I'm going to look up a few real quick here. I'm going to look up these 4 top cards, because these 4 top cards are going to be probably your best cards in the deck, which means in terms of actual Magic cards they might have more value, but Gandalf White Rider, $5.50 market price. Galadriel, Gift Giver, $3. And Bilbo's Ring, six. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to sleeve. I'm sleeving right now. So this will take a little bit longer. That's okay. This is a ridiculous set. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is... I hate Magic for putting this out. Because... maybe... why don't I... zoom in a little tighter? We'll just kind of do the single card shot. So as I sleeve, you can see the different one. Let's see here. Like, these are just commons. They're going to be worth 15-20 cents each. Yeah, it looks like they are attempting to build, get rid of that baggie, a real deck for you here, which I like. So you got your 3 cards, Westfold Riders, not much there, Eastmark Cavalier, Eastfarthing Farmer. This should have a whole bunch of creatures in it. So like the human soldier here, creating a 1/1 human token, because Aragorn and Arwen's ability is it's meant to beef up characters. Equip to human. I wish this was commander, because I would build a commander around that. We have second breakfast. That looks good, though I just ate. We have Rosie Cotton of South Lane. Cute with some hobbits. Hobbit children. And she beefs up, whenever you create a token, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control other than Rosie. So, hey, as kids appear, we're banishing light. Way to kind of control the battlefield. We have an eagle. The cheat code. You cannot pass. Destroy target creature that blocked or was blocked by a legendary creature this turn. Realize I'm making the deck boxes very worthless. Mushroom Watchdog. Wos Pathfinder. Nice, the kind of that elf. I mean, it's a human, but in terms of magic cards, kind of like some of the elves who pump up your mana production. Bag at Porter End. We have an Ent. Many partings. The artwork on these cards is really nice. And some of these, like, I do want to, like I said, I'm probably going to get a second one to play with, because it'd be fun to play the Lord of the Rings starter sets. We have Meriadoc Brandybuck, and Peregrine Took. Stewing the Conies. And Butterbear, the Bree Innkeeper. And then we're getting to actually part of what I'm real excited to see coming up here. We have the Shire Terrace, a couple of them. Ooh, a nice way to get basic lands out of your deck early. A good, like, not a great dual land. This is, like, when these are in the normal Magic sets, that's like a 15-20 cent card. It's nothing. It's a dual land, but not one that anybody's writing home about. Oh. The artwork's cool, but not as cool as on the collector set. I'll leave those later. I was thinking, like, that one is real cool. Beautiful Hobbit artwork. Looks like they're doing two different artworks. Oh, Gandalf in there. Then we have our tokens for food. A couple of them. And human soldiers on the flip side. And then this is actually pretty cool. And I'll put that down. Anybody can grab that if you want. said, I'll get those sleeved after the fact. Might unsleeve them. I'm torn on it. The main reason I might unsleeve it, like I was saying, I'm probably going to get a second one of these boxes. Again, we have Sauron. So I'm just going to not sleeve this time. We have the Witch King, Bringer of Ruin, and the Fires of Mount Doom. Balrog, the Flame of Udin. We have the Goblin Assistant. That was 3 cards. 2 of Easterling Vanguard. Feed the Swarm. Dunland Crabane. Mordor Trebuchet. Ooh, we have a Warg. Snarling Warg. Shelob's Ambush. And Saruman with Grima. Nasty End. Gothmog, Morgul Lieutenant. Voracious Fellbeast. Swarming of Moria. Ullug High Crusher. A couple of those. The Oliphant card that I showed that foil one of. Cast into Fire. And the Fire of Orthanc. We have a Goblin Leaper. Grishnach Brash Instigator. Foray of Orcs. Mahur Rakai Captain. Ugluk of the White Hand. We have a Mind Stone. The classic actual D&D card here. Evolving Wild. Our 2 artworks, show them off, for the Swamp. And then for Mountains. Second one leading to Mount Doom. Then last time we had our tokens. At the end we have food, and I'm guessing Goblin. Orc Army. So that shiny Orc Army one that I have definitely looks nicer. Let's set that off to the side here. And then really get to the main event. This code card. No. So, this is where I'm going to be doing more looking up of stuff. We have our first collector booster. 2 of these are from the Source here in Roseville, Minnesota area, near where I'm at. And 2 are from Cool Stuff Inc. And the one that I opened previously was Cool Stuff Inc. as well. They did a phenomenal job of sealing these decks, or these packs. Looking for some egress. if I remember correctly, for my first one, I had to get in basically right in there to start breaking that crimping. Let's see what we have in here. So on the back, we're going to have the treasure token with Sting in the middle there. And food token on the other side. And we'll flip this over, get to our basics. Lorien revealed. Good way to draw cards. Mirror Guardian, a dwarf. The ring tempts you. It shows up on so many cards. Eagles of the North. Like I'm seeing it like looking like that, so I'm getting a real nice shine off of it. We have another Oliphant. This is not the full art Oliphant that I had previously. Glorfindel, Dauntless Rescuer. And now we're out of commons. So $0.12 foil, 24 cents. So they are getting magic-like prices. We have the Council's Deliberation. Draw a card. Whenever you scry, if you control an island, you may exile Council's Deliberation from your graveyard. If you do, draw a card. Actually, not a bad, magic card. We have our land, and this is where, I love these lands. We have the Misty Mountains over here, Moria, the Field of Celebrant, the Wold, Lorien, Fangorn, Gladden, the Great River, Redhorn Gates, Caraderas, Eowyn, Fearless Knight, Fearless Knight, bordered. 30-cent card. Well, 40-cent card. Kind of in that range. Then we have the Doors of Dunedin. It's a legendary artifact. Full art or borderless. I forget what they call it. Doors of Durin. Why did I say extended art? There we go. Median price 75 cents to $1. Foil goes for $15. Fires of Mount Doom, legendary enchantment, borderless or extended art. $2. Medium, I guess $1. with the foil about 7. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. I want to look at what some of these cards do, too. Whenever Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. That works really well with that other draw card. If this is the second time this ability was used, the ring. In a turn, the ring tempts you. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. Is it showcase? Yes. That's basically a common. 10 cents. Smeagol, the helpful guide. Yeah, he looks very trustworthy. Whenever the ring tempts you, target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal the land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped, under your control, and the rest under your control. Interesting. Smeagol Helpful Guide Showcase. 50-cent card. Yep. Yes, I got a Bilbo. The ring tempts you. Whenever he enters or leaves, it tempts you. Whenever Bilbo deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. I love that artwork. That's cool artwork. Then, Many Partings. At the very end, Partings, borderless. It's not worth that much, but oh goodness. Oh, and there's one more behind it. The Flame of Anor. Oh, that one's cool. Choose one. If you control a wizard as you cast this spell, you may choose 2 instead. Target player draws 2 cards, destroy target artifact, or Flame of Anor deals 5 damage to a target creature. Very solid card. Like, good utility. So a couple bucks. We'll get the sleeve. Still have 3 more to go. Like, the odds of getting any of the major player cards in terms of, like, rarity is so incredibly low. I'm just having fun looking at these cards. I'm going to have fun pulling out these cards and showing them to people. And that's kind of the point of those. Eventually it rips. So we start with our token on the back, as always. We have a spirit, and then food. Over here, starting with our common foils, we have Chance Met Elves and Lash of the Belrog. 1 cost. As an additional cost, sacrifice creature or pay 4. So if you have, it doesn't say sacrifice a non-token creature. So if you have like an orc or something like that, you can sacrifice them. Goblin, just get a whole bunch out there. Gimli's Axe, +3 to attack. And as long as equipped creature is legendary, Gimli would be, it has Menace. So anybody can equip it, but basically Menace means if you want to be blocked, it's by 2 or more, like that one. Sam's Desperate Rescue from Shelob, or well, from after Frodo was captured. Very dark artwork. I've noticed that with kind of the foiling, it tends to be very dark. Oh, nice. Return a card from graveyard to hand. Shortcut to Mushrooms. Ugh. Bill Fernie, Bree Swindler. That's a weird thing. Whenever Bill Fernie, Bree Swindler becomes blocked, choose 1. Create a treasure token. Or target opponent gains control of target horse you control. I don't think I've come across a horse yet. Oh, here we go. We got a forest. We have Mirkwood. Mountains of Mirkwood. Lorien, the Misty Mountains. So similar. It's a different look than the other one, but same part of the map. Goldberry, River Daughter. Pretty cheap card. Not too surprised. I think some of these weird ones will go up in price, others will go down in price. Which makes sense, but Gloin, Dwarf Emissary. But just as people are collecting them, versus, like, this is a set you collect versus play with as much. Like, this one was in foil, it's like a $6 card. Arwen, Weaver of Hope, Elf Noble. So 3 costs, not bad. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to Arwen, Weaver of Hope's toughness. So you're looking to boost that last stat as much as you can. My goodness. Like, that's a $4 card. I don't really expect to see some of these. Ooh, and a Gandalf. That one could be worth something as well. Though I don't know, like, as you start to get into it, Friend of the Shire Showcase. Yeah. Like, some of these cards, I think, like the Showcase cards, potentially are more common. That is a mythic rare Bridge. Bridge. Let's try Bridge of Khazad-dûm, Ensnaring Bridge. It's a $10 card. $7.50. Creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack. Oh, missed one there. Flame of Anor. We saw that one already in foil. Foray of Orcs. Like the artwork. Farmer. Prince of Ithilien. I think I've looked him up before. It's a cool looking card, though. Definitely in foil. Just watching the hobbits. Foray of Orcs, I'm assuming, isn't worth that much, just because it's not a character card. It's not a super specific thing, and I think that's where we're going to see the prices adjust. That you're going to see specific characters go up. Whereas more general things, unless it's a specific location, anything like that, they're going to go down. Careful process. I have one more pack of this coming, and I have a box of cards coming. Like, those aren't going to have the shot of a collector's pack to get the insane pulls, but I want more of these cards. Like, I'll sell bulk when I'm done, but I just want to have a bunch of these. I love, we have a Smaug. Isn't this normal? This is a token? When this creature dies, create 14 treasure tokens. We have food on the back. I just want to know how much Smaug is worth. Like, it shouldn't be worth much. It's a common card, but it's Smaug. Like, this is one of those, it's named. Smaug token. Like, it's a $1.50, and that's not for foil. Like, people just want Smaug. Cirith Ungol Patrol. Ooh, Second Breakfast, all shiny. That one's fun. I really like Second Breakfast as a card. And the Brandywine Farmer just looks so... I love... Like, the Hobbit artwork is some of the best, I think, with this. We have our Mordor Trebuchet. And Ring Sight. That's cool. They really pop the gold on that. Like, even from my angles as I'm kind of adjusting around, you got a little bit of that rainbow on it. It is so cool. I expect this not to be worth much, but I'm just curious as always. Yeah, foil, like a 50-cent card. Glorfindel, Dauntless Rescuer. And then we have Forest. So it looks like they maybe chop up the map fairly specifically and don't have that many. No, I think they do have more full art, or like these alt art ones. We've just gotten the same one twice. Lost Isle Calling. Oh man, that's a way to draw a ton of cards. Really cheap too, only 2 mana. Lost Isle Calling. Yeah, not much, but still, I like the artwork. Shagrat. Solid full art. Elvish Mariner. That one's cool. Believe it or not, there's plenty of Magic cards with Elvish in the name. Yeah, like this is a 72-cent card just as it is. Oh, Meriadoc Brandybuck. Yeah. I think these showcase ones are kind of the most common versions of some of these. And Weathertop Extended Art. That is a mythic legendary land. And if you know anything about Magic cards, you know that lands often are the most expensive. Oh, Lash of the Balrog. That's cool. I'm going to say that so many times. It's worth nothing, but it's cool. Samwise the Stout-Hearted. Oh my goodness. Can enter the battlefield as Flash. When Samwise enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hand, then the ring tempts you. That is the... yeah. Samwise the Stout-Hearted. I don't care that that card's cheap. I'm going to sleep it. I like that card too much. Oh, and Sauron, the Necromancer Showcase. Like I said, Showcase tends to be a little more common. Yeah, the price just fell off the cliff on Samwise. That's funny. I think people didn't know like what cards were going to be common or which ones were going to be rarer. So like I'm sleeving some of these just because I like them. Probably means they'll never be worth much of anything, but I like them. And we're down to our last booster pack. There's several different versions of the One Ring, and in everything I've opened up, I've yet to get the One Ring. I expect that with that box I'm getting, I will find more of kind of those, the basics. Some of those cards. Almost. We have our Orc Army again. That's what I'm seeing first here. Then I think Orc Army has treasure on the back. Food. Food on the back. Start out with Shelob's Ambush. The Breaking of the Fellowship. Enraged Huorn. Just big and a nasty end again. I think we saw that one before, not as a hollow. The Council's Deliberations. Gandalf's Sanctification. That one. I love kind of the trail of that magic through there. That is a fun one. Gandalf's Sanction. Why did I say Sanctification? Wow. Gandalf's Sanction. Then we have another forest. Okay, so we see another forest artwork here. We have Buckland, the Hedge, the Old Forest. We have Deep Shallow, Overgrown Marshes. I'm actually curious. Like, to me, these are some of the coolest cards. So this is $2.80. Yeah, like this is a 50-cent card in foil. Like full art lands in Magic the Gathering tend to cost a bit. Eowyn, Fearless Knight again. Flowering of the White Tree. Extended art version. I don't expect this to be much, but okay, I lied. That is a $5 enchantment. 2 white. Legendary creatures you control get +2/+1, and non-legendary get +1/+1. Wake the Dragon. Well, that's how you get Smaug onto the battlefield. So if you ever want to wake a dragon, take note on this card. Pretty cool. Frodo Baggins. And so it's talking about specific rules that I haven't run into before with Magic on that one, where there's a ring bearer. Frodo Baggins. Super cheap card, kind of as I expected. Here's our, going to probably cost a chunk, Dol Amroth. $10 card. It's a land, but you can use it to untap a legendary permanent, which is insane. We have another Many Partings. Still love the artwork on that one. A Nasty End. The final one, Merry, Esquire of Rohan. It's such a pretty card. Love that artwork. Love it, love it, love it. What a 75-cent, $1 foil. Then I do want to pull out, I realized I forgot to, somewhere in this stack. We have Dawn of a New Age and Minas Tirith, legendary land. I think that was it. And Baragon the Guard I have in here for some reason as well. He does not seem like a card that deserves to be sleeved and in a hard case. Yeah, like a buck. I really like Dawn of a New Age artwork. And Minas Tirith, it's hard to see the artwork on there. But it's like, oh, you can kind of see it better than I can in person in some ways. Because you don't catch as much of that foil. Dawn of a New Age. Yeah, like that is $7-8 card. And that is everything that I have so far for Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set. Like I said, I do have one more collector's pack coming. Probably won't open that one on stream. I have that box coming. Might open that one. And I really do think that I'm going to get another one of these starter kits. So I have one to play with. I wonder what they're going for right now on... if it's even available still. Oh, come on. Update to the Miniature Market website. Not for the better. Oh yeah. It's like a $20, $19, $20. One out there. And yeah, I have the Jumpstart booster box, which is like half the size of the regular one. They have playmats. So much coming out for it. Like the collector boxes are $460 and already sold. What I want to get is the commander decks. Because you have one. I mean, commander deck comes with 100 card deck, sample collector booster pack. So not going to be one that you have a chance to pull the ring from. You have the Elven Council, Hobbits, Mordor, and Rohan. I may track those down. Because, yeah, that is just... I want it, but I don't want to spend $185 on it. And there'll be cards that probably get it close to being worth it. That's the crazy thing. Like those commanders aren't part of the regular set. They're going to go for very high amounts of money. But yeah, that's, if I could get one, that'd be one thing. And then, I mean, there's some other things you can order as well. I'm just curious. If I go to Cool Stuff Inc. So I was looking at Miniature Market. And let's go show name in stock first. Hide singles. There we go. So I could pick up the different commander decks. So like the Hobbit one. Yeah. There's some options over there. So I might be adding that. Might be adding that to it because I just like Commander better. Honestly, that's the big reason. So I like Commander better than regular play. So, Elven Council or Riders of Rohan. It looks like Mordor is sold out of the separate ones. That's a shame. I wouldn't have minded having like Mordor versus the Hobbits, but Mordor or Hobbits and Elves, I think, is what I would want to go for. But there we have it. There we've had an opening of a whole bunch of Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings cards. And just, it's cool. There's no way around it. I really like looking at these and just seeing the different artworks on them. Like even if it's not the One Ring, so be it. If I'm looking at it and I'm still like, oh yeah, this is great fun to look at, I'm a happy man. Well, with that, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was fun to watch and a good time. I had a lot of fun opening up these packs, and I mean, if you haven't bought some of them, this might be your chance to see what they look like. Hopefully, yeah, the artwork is cool. I had no expectations of pulling anything. Like the One Ring, I think is 0.001% chance of getting it. I am not surprised it hasn't been found yet. Also, yeah. it's a little bit crazy. It's more than a little bit crazy. I have one more chance to get it, so we'll see what happens. Now I'm gonna go unsleeve cards and put them in these so that I actually play with them. But if you want to check out more of what I do, actually just join me tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to be playing through Isofarian Guard, starting anyways. That is going to be a longer playthrough. That is a massive game on the table. I'm hoping to maybe update how I have my setup to this angle. Eventually, I need another tripod so I can have 2 cameras up and running. One to show one part, one to show another part, because it's just a huge game. But if you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing and give the video a thumbs up. All those things help more people find it and interact, and hopefully grow this channel as time goes on. Well, with that, bottoms up.